Battery at Rex Battery, Clear Lake, just west of Dirksen.
Welcome to Green Certified West, where the cars we sell are simply the best. Located on the corner of Veterans and Isles, our certified vehicles will make you smile mile after mile. We've got a team that is just plain fun. Our GOAT Squad is ready to get the job done. Have you heard of the GOAT quote? We're buying cars that'll make us gloat. Simply log on to greencertifiedwest.com and take a look. Your instant GOAT quote offer will be off the hook. So would you shop for your next ride with the GOAT Squad at Green Certified?
This is the sound of Dan's phone. He's chatting with his bank, BOS. Dan just noticed a fraudulent purchase on his account. But Dan isn't worried. He knows BOS goes above and beyond for their customers. You can hear it in his calm typing demeanor. Yeah, he's got this. For banking support when you need it most, make the bold move and switch to BOS today. Visit bankwithbos.com. Member FDIC.
92.7 WMAY.
Springfield's news and talk.
Springfield's dependable 5-day forecast on WMAY. Sunny today with a high near 87, low around 65. Sunny tomorrow with a high near 94. Scattered showers and thunderstorms likely Saturday night. Sunday, a chance of afternoon showers with a high near 88. Monday, sunny and breezy with a high near 83, and Tuesday, sunny with a high near 86 degrees. I'm Don Howard, 92.7 WMAY.
This is the Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week, sponsored by Barcom Security.
Hi, I'm Officer Drew Zabados, Crime Stoppers Coordinator for Sangamon and Menard counties. This week, Crime Stoppers is seeking information to assist the Springfield Police Department reference a residential burglary that occurred in the 2000 block of East Brown Street in Springfield, Illinois on May 7th around 4:25 p.m. The suspects, who were thought to be juvenile males, made entry into the residence through a window. Once inside, the suspects took 4 firearms, a laptop, multiple watches, and an assortment of ammunition of various calibers. In total, the items stolen were valued at over $7,000. If photos become available, they will be posted on our website, cashfortips.us. If you have any information regarding this case, call Crime Stoppers anonymously at 217-788-8427. Submit a tip on our website or use the P3 app. If your tip results in an arrest, you could receive a cash reward up to $2,500. Remember, Crime Stoppers only want your information, not your name.
Catch a criminal, get a reward. Crime Stoppers of Sangamon and Menard County, sponsored by the Springfield office of Barcom Security. BarcomSecurity.com. Have a secure day.
Are you more concerned about crime than you were a year ago? You're probably not alone. But this rising wave doesn't have to catch you off guard. Barcom Security is protecting more Central Illinois homes and businesses every day. Being proactive and dealing with it now will keep you and your family more secure. Make it your next call. Contact the Springfield office of Barcom Security for a free estimate and have a secure day.
Less frustration, more vacation. Book a nonstop flight from Springfield's Abraham Lincoln Capital Airport, SPI, to Fort Myers, Punta Gorda at Allegiant.com and experience the sun, fun, and relaxation of Southwest Florida. Find low fares and save big by bundling at Allegiant.com. Fly from SPI and spend more time enjoying vacation. Book your flight from SPI at Allegiant.com. Fly local. Fly SPI. Take the easy way out.
Take the easy way out. To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY. Springfield's news and talk.
The latest on the pistol brace rule, now out of the U.S. Senate after the U.S. House passed a measure that would reverse the Biden administration's ATF rule that requires registration of pistol braces or hefty criminal penalties. The Senate last night voted 50-49 to reject that House Republican resolution overturning the pistol brace rule. So that's some of the latest when it comes to the issue of firearms and gun control and those pushing back against it. Welcome in Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop with 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. You can always find me anywhere. Just search Bishop on Air, and we can connect that way. Be it YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. You can also email me, bishoponair@gmail.com. I got a message on YouTube from somebody saying that locally they were trying to find me. At one point we were on 970 AM, and then we were on 94.7 FM, but now we're exclusively on 92.7 FM in Central Illinois. But of course, streaming worldwide at YouTube and Facebook. So be sure to search that out as well, with clips of the program, various interviews and listener segments and so on. So let's get into this, because it's important to kind of know where we were and where we're headed, because keep in mind, I mean, you still have, from my understanding, a lawsuit that's currently going through the process challenging the pistol brace rule, where there was an injunction issued, and the injunction essentially was only impacting those who sued, like the FPC, for instance. And Gun Owners of America as well. So members of those groups safe from enforcement. But the House Republicans over in Washington, D.C., they looked to essentially slap this rule down by passing a law. It passed the House. It did not pass the Senate last night. But let's go back and hear what President Joe Biden had to say is the rationale behind banning so-called pistol braces.
Made it harder for people to buy stabilized braces. Put a pistol on a brace, it turns into a gun. Makes it more, you can have a higher caliber weapon, a higher caliber bullet coming out of that gun.
Just hearing that seems to, in a way, for those of you who know firearms, it's like the president has no knowledge of firearms. Let's listen to this again, because there's a lot there in that 12 seconds of the president speaking earlier this month, talking about pistol braces.
Made it harder for people to buy stabilized braces. Put a pistol on a brace, it turns into a gun. Makes it more, you can have a higher caliber weapon, a higher caliber bullet coming out of that gun.
So make it harder for people to buy stabilizing braces, put a pistol on a brace, it turns it into a gun. Again, this is the president, and this is, verbatim quote. Makes it more, you can have a higher caliber weapon, higher caliber bullet coming out of that gun. A pistol brace does that. Not the barrel, not the platform. A pistol brace does that. According to President Joe Biden, he's the top of the administration and the ATF, following his lead, filing these rules. So we'll just leave that there as far as President Joe Biden's take on this. But also earlier this month, you had the Heritage Foundation's Amy Swearer talk about why this is a problem for the Second Amendment when she was testifying about the pistol brace rule and how problematic it really is.
The ATF also told potentially millions of American gun owners that despite a decade of ATF assurances to the contrary, their pistol-braced firearms were actually heavily regulated short-barrel rifles. And if these gun owners want to keep their pistol-braced firearms without immediately being branded as felons, they'd have to register each gun with the government and pay a $200 per gun tax. Otherwise, yes, the ATF is coming for their guns.
So the Heritage Foundation testifying to that effect, and you still had this lawsuit that was carried on. Plus, you have the House passing a resolution to reverse those rules. That was in the Senate last night. Let's go ahead now hear from both sides of the debate here when it comes to what happened on the Senate floor. And first, we'll start with Senator Chris Murphy, and he essentially laid out that the pistol brace rule needs to remain in effect. Here is U.S. Senator Chris Murphy laying out his rationale for keeping the pistol brace rule in place.
America is crying out for this Congress to do something about the epidemic of mass shootings. We average more than a mass shooting a day right now. Kids are living in fear when they walk into school. People don't know where the next shooter is coming from. No place seems safe. And so what is Senate Republicans' answer to this paralyzing fear and anxiety that Americans have about mass shootings? Their answer today is to put a resolution before the floor of the Senate that would make legal a new class of semi-automatic rifles that has been banned for 100 years because they're too dangerous. So the answer to the mass shooting crisis in this country is more assault rifles, more dangerous weapons, taking a class of weapons that has been illegal for a century and putting them on the open market.
So again, Chris Murphy, senator out of Connecticut, Democrat, supporting the pistol brace rule that House Republicans were trying to overturn. It did not pass the U.S. Senate last night. And let's hear what Senator Kennedy had to say about this particular rule and the problems with the regulation on law-abiding gun owners. And I will say that one of the arguments is that the pistol brace, it's important for individuals who might have only one limb. It gives them the opportunity to better have some accuracy and utilize the tool of a firearm, even in self-defense. So here is Senator Kennedy talking about this on the Senate floor yesterday.
Trigger warning. This is a pistol brace. I know it's scary. This is a pistol brace. It fits on your forearm like this. Put up that. Here it is, right here. To the pistol brace is added another piece that grips the handgun. That's what we're talking about here. A pistol brace is also known, this scary piece of equipment here, is also known as a stabilizing brace or an arm brace. It's a simple device. It's mounted to the rear of the pistol. It's designed to anchor the pistol to the shooter's arm, right here. It goes on the forearm. So the shooter can shoot the pistol with one hand. Now, why is that important? Because some Americans don't have two hands, or the use of two hands, or two arms. Pistol braces were invented to help handicapped people, particularly handicapped veterans who don't have use of both of their arms. You don't have to be a handicapped person to use a pistol brace. Some studies have shown that there are as many as 40 million pistol braces in the United States that President Biden wants to outlaw. Not 4 million. 40 million. And most of them, I would say virtually all of them, are owned by law-abiding citizens.
So you can imagine some could argue that is commonly owned. And that's one of the arguments that we hear against gun and magazine bans in the state of Illinois, that you cannot ban commonly owned firearms. And then you get into the question, is this a firearm? Apparently, President Joe Biden, just to again compare, the statements that Senator John Kennedy just made there with what President Biden said earlier this month, just to hear it again, because it's pretty remarkable when you really get down into it. Here is the president again talking about pistol braces.
Made it harder for people to buy stabilized braces. Put a pistol on a brace, it turns into a gun. Makes it more, you can have a higher caliber weapon, a higher caliber bullet coming out of that gun.
So, just comparing the knowledge base of these two individuals and the arguments over the pistol brace rule. So we'll see what happens. Of course, the court case still goes on, but with this efforts that was done in the House and the Senate, not advancing it all the way through, even though President Biden said he would have vetoed this anyways, still it's an important thing to have in your purview. It is Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY. Got to take a break. Coming back, though, more action in Washington, D.C., from articles of impeachment being advanced to a committee, and Hunter Biden, a whole host of things that he's contending with, including new whistleblowers that are out with some pretty alarming allegations. So stay tuned. Right now, though, it's 622, your forecast. We're looking at a hot day today with a high of 88, sunny skies, the low of 63. Saturday, we're looking at a high of 92, but then showers overnight, possible thunderstorms. Looks like it's going to be likely with a chance of showers into Sunday, the high of 87. Monday, mostly sunny, 82 the high, and then 85 the high Tuesday with sunshine. Right now, 60 degrees at 622 from Culver's West on Wabash.
Work with a team that cares about being the best part of the customer's day. Apply today at Culver's West on Wabash.
This is Rob Zavitka, Director of Sales and Business Development Manager for Midwest Family Springfield. Are you the one person I'm looking for to help further build our media sales team at Midwest Family Springfield? We are the premier multimedia marketing company that no other company compares to in the Springfield area. It's really simple. I need one sales leader, a brand ambassador whose talent and team focus will thrive working with Midwest Family. Are you passionate, self-motivated, goal-oriented, and highly competitive? Are you an overachiever, a problem solver with great communication skills? Do you have the skill set for today's digital marketing? And do you believe in growing lasting partnerships? If so, apply online today at MidwestFamilySPI.com and click on the Careers tab. At Midwest Family Springfield, you'll be challenged, you'll be trained, and you'll have access to world-class tools like HubSpot CRM. Are you the one I'm looking for? If so, apply online today at MidwestFamilySPI.com and click on the Careers tab. Midwest Family is an equal opportunity employer.
Here at Warren Boynton State Bank, we're proud to be a true community bank since 1877. We remind you that the goal of a community bank is to work together with our customers and communities to help move them forward in positive ways. When we accept your deposits, we invest that money right back into this area, into homes, farms, and small businesses. One of our primary goals is to help this community in any way we can. And because we've invested in you, our friends and neighbors, our bank is safe and sound and in business to stay. We're sincere in our care and concern for this community. Our employers, directors, and managers are people you know, people who are dedicated to making this a better place to live. Discover what a true community bank is at Warren Boynton State Bank, 3030 Spring Mill Drive in Springfield. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Warren Boynton, your bank.
Hurry into the Landmark Automotive Group's 96-hour interest relief flash sale. Shop a huge selection of 2018 and newer vehicles with 3.9% financing for 72 months. Backed with that Landmark for a lifetime warranty. Offer expires Monday. Only at Landmark Automotive Group on Prairie Crossing Drive.
You always do better.
Max amount finance $40,000. Must finance 100% or less of MSRP or JD Power and Associates retail with approved credit. Must qualify for Heartland Credit Union membership. Act fast to get the best interest rates during the Landmark Automotive Group's 96-hour interest relief flash sale. Get 3.9% financing for 72 months on 2018 and newer vehicles. Plus, get the most for your trade. Hurry in. These rates expire Monday. The Landmark Automotive Group on Prairie Crossing Drive.
You always do better.
Max amount finance $40,000. Must finance 100% or less of MSRP or JD Power and Associates retail with approved credit. Must qualify for Heartland Credit Union membership.
The challenge is on for Central Illinois businesses. The Chamber's 28th Annual Corporate Cup Challenge Golf Outing is July 20th and 21st at Piper Glen Golf Club. It's an 18-hole, 4-person scramble with prizes awarded in 2 flights. Call the Chamber at 525-1173 or visit gscc.org. The Chamber's Corporate Cup Challenge is sponsored by CEFQ, Medics First, CDS Office Technologies, Hy-Vee, Health Alliance, U.S. Bank, Nelson's Catering, and this radio station.
Local, local, local for 27 years. Just Beds has been your local mattress store for 27 years, featuring locally made Bemco mattresses like Arctic Breeze and Max Life. That's a lot of local helping local. And all this month at Just Beds, you will save big on Bemco. Twin mattresses for $149, queen mattresses just $229. As always, free delivery, setup, and haul away locally. Thank you for supporting Just Beds for 27 years. Keep buying local, friends. See the Yawn Exterminators at Just Beds on Montvale and Springfield.
Just Beds. To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's me, Ruthie, from Total Wine & More. You know how stores have been raising their prices lately? Well, lean into your speaker a little closer because I've got a big secret to share. Total Wine is actually lowering our prices on hundreds of wines. I know, right? And even better, our new lower prices on hundreds of wines are here to stay. But listen, don't thank me. At Total Wine, we love helping our customers save big. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, be 21.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
All right, head over to WMAY.com and take today's daily poll, which asks a question for you to chime in on. And let's pull that up here. We've got another report of a Supreme Court justice receiving lavish travel from a wealthy friend. Should Congress pass new ethics requirements for the High Court, yes or no? 93% of you say yes this morning. So go vote at WMAY.com. Again, WMAY.com. Vote today in the daily poll. Just get that queued up here and square it up. Look at that. Oh, that's neat. All right. So, yeah, go vote, and we'll update you all throughout the rest of the morning here on WMAY.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop. Listen on demand at WMAY.com. 92.7 WMAY. Springfield's News and Talk.
Articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden advanced to a couple of committees. Back at it. Good morning. Springfield's Morning News on WMAY. So you've got House Republicans moving forward with U.S. Representative Lauren Boebert's measure on a 219 to 208 party line vote, sends this resolution for impeachment to the Judiciary and Homeland Security Committees, which oversees impeachment and immigration policy. So this deals with the porous border. Let's go ahead and hear what Congresswoman Lauren Boebert from Colorado had to say during her push for this to ultimately happen.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of my impeachment bill that will hold Joe Biden accountable for the dereliction of one of his most basic duties and allowing an invasion to take place across our southern border that has compromised the safety and security of the American people. With the passage of House Resolution 529 today, the House is taking historic action. For the first time in 24 years, a House Republican-led majority is moving forward with impeachment proceedings against a current president. This bill allows impeachment proceedings to proceed through the traditional institutional channels by building a body of evidence at the committee level through the committees on Homeland Security and the Judiciary, reporting out impeachment based on the evidence, and then the House adopting a resolution so that when a trial occurs, in the Senate, there is an existing evidentiary record to rely upon when holding President Joe Biden accountable.
So, again, Lauren Boebert with her resolution. This deals with the porous border, not with the allegations that we'll hear a lot more about next when it comes to allegations of pay-to-play, corruption, money laundering, and so on. We've got even members of Congress now revealing some whistleblower testimony from IRS employees concerning the Biden family and certain types of change of money that the Biden family could be involved in, ultimately leading to questions of criminality. So we'll get to that coming up next here with Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop. Still to come today, we'll talk about that pipeline that's coming through, or the proposed pipelines. There's several that are being planned for Central Illinois, but you've got opposition that's mounting against that. We'll talk about that after 7 o'clock. We'll also delve into a recent audit of the All Kids Health Insurance Program here in Illinois. We'll talk about a nonprofit celebrating 20 years. We'll also talk about a nonprofit that got the Nonprofit Business of the Year. So that's just some of what's still to come here on WMAY. It's now 6:32. Let's get a check of headlines.
92.7 WMAY.
Here are the 3 big things you need to know.
I'm Don Howard. Our top story: Springfield police have made an arrest in a fatal hit-and-run accident last weekend. 58-year-old Herman Willis of Springfield is charged with leaving the scene of an accident involving personal injury and failing to give information and render aid. He's accused in the incident at 8th and North Grand Saturday, in which 61-year-old Alan Klee was struck by a vehicle. Klee died of his injuries a short time later. Willis was booked into the Sangamon County Jail. Drought conditions across Illinois are at their worst level in more than a decade, with not much sign of improvement in the near future. 30% of the state is in a severe drought, including the Chicago area and most of north-central Illinois from Quincy to Peoria to Kankakee. About half of Sangamon County is now listed as in moderate drought conditions, and only one of the next 7 days has a chance of rain in the forecast. The Springfield School Board has adopted an equitable learning plan that sets some ambitious goals for the next several years. One of the goals in the plan is for minority hiring to come into compliance with standards set out in the federal desegregation order for Springfield schools. The order requires that nearly 20% of the district's teaching staff be African American by the spring of 2026, which would reflect the minority population of the community from the 2020 census. Right now, only 7% of the district's teachers are black. A new analysis of Google data finds Illinoisans have some unique tastes when it comes to Beatles songs. The website IllinoisBet.com looked at Google Trends data to find which songs by the Fab Four are most searched by Illinoisans. The top 2 are not all that surprising. The ballads Let It Be and Something came in numbers 1 and number 2, respectively. But number 3 was a little bit off the beaten path, a cut from the White Album called Glass Onion, a song which references other Beatles songs. The rankings were based on search data from June of 2022 through last week. Springfield Alderman Chuck Redpath complained during Tuesday's city council meeting that State's Attorney Dan Wright is not doing enough to address the problem of fly dumping in the city. Wright responds that his office doesn't normally handle cases involving city ordinance violations and that he has not received any criminal referrals for illegal dumping from Springfield police this year. Wright says he will review any cases that are actually referred to him and take appropriate action. 14 adults and one 13-year-old were arrested on firearms charges during a weekend sweep by Springfield police. Police recovered a total of 11 firearms from the 12 men and 2 women who range in age from 18 to 41. The 13-year-old male juvenile was arrested for unlawful possession of a firearm and ammunition and resisting arrest. Police say the crackdown demonstrates their commitment to reducing gun violence in the city. Springfield's dependable 5-day forecast is next on WMAY.
Buying a new mattress shouldn't be like buying a new car. Mattress retailers reel you in with a low price, and their salespeople try to sell you something at a high price. Or they'll use huge price reductions, and their salespeople will say something like, "This set was originally priced at $12,000, but now, at 50% off, you only have to pay $6,000. And then there's the add-ons. There's a difference between us and them. At Verlo, you're not met at the door by a high-pressured salesperson. You actually speak with the ones that build your mattress. We understand buying a new mattress can be confusing. Our knowledgeable comfort coaches will work with you to help you make an informed decision, whether or not you buy from us. That's the difference between us and them. Make sure you stop in this month at your local Verlo mattress and save money, so you can put it under your mattress, not in it. Verlo Mattress. We're not just building a better mattress, we're building a better night's sleep for less.
Verlo made it
Join us for the Memorial Health Championship presented by LRS at Panther Creek Country Club, June 29th through July 2nd. Watch the future stars of the PGA Tour compete for the winner's share of the $1 million purse. Saturday, July 1st is Family Fun Day, presented by SIU School of Medicine. Don't miss the great activity area just for kids. Tickets free, parking free, shuttles free. There's no excuse to miss out on the only professional golf in downstate Illinois. Request your tickets at memorialhealthchampionship.com.
Do-it-yourself ordering kiosks now inside Head West mean getting your sub faster.
I don't want the same old thing. I got a craving for a Head West brownie today. Yeah!
If you want a bank safe from anywhere, get the app you can use everywhere. Your money's right in your hand. Nobody loves you like Heartland. Get a loan, pay a bill when you're on the go. Deposit that check right from your phone. Download our app and you can. Nobody loves you like Heartland. We're like a bank, but only better, 'cause you'll remember. Bank like you own the place. Heartland Credit Union.
Springfield's dependable 5-day forecast on WMAY. Sunny today with a high near 87, low around 65. Sunny tomorrow with a high near 94. Scattered showers and thunderstorms likely Saturday night. Sunday, a chance of afternoon showers with a high near 88. Monday, sunny and breezy with a high near 83. And Tuesday, sunny with a high near 86 degrees. I'm Don Howard, 92.7 WMAY.
What, you are asking yourself, would it be like to work in the shadow of the great Lauterbach man? Well, now is your chance to find out. We are hiring here at Lauterbach Tire, but not just anybody. No, you've got to be good at what you do and experienced at what you do. So if you're a tire and lube technician and you know your stuff, you have experience, you could work here for a great family company. I know what you're asking. Hey, Lauterbach man, what do you have for me? Well, we have opportunities for advancement, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a hearty good morning from me. It's an opening for a full-time tire and lube technician with experience. We can only send the best out to work on the cars in our 7 bays. Interested? Of course you are. Apply in person at Lauterbach Tire on Wabash. It will be a pleasure to work with you. Lauterbach man here. Drive safely now.
A couple of phenomenal women were born on this day. She started in her childhood as a member of the Carter family, okay?
Okay.
And then later on was on the road with Johnny Cash. She co-wrote actually his hit song Ring of Fire, and eventually they married. Today's the birth anniversary of the great June Carter Cash. And if you'd like to save a lot of cash, you can see us here at Green Toyota Volkswagen Audi. Here's Casey Lane.
We've got Highlanders here if you're looking for the perfect family vehicle. This is it. We've got a Highlander XLE L4 all-wheel drive, midnight black exterior, black interior, and they were designed originally with help from a women's interest group. So, if you got a family, this really is the perfect family vehicle. Oh, and this one's got a turbo engine.
Oh, there you go.
Fun to drive, too.
I've always said the most beautiful and talented women were born right here in Illinois.
Right.
Born in Chicago 66 years ago today. Happy birthday to the great Frances McDormand, who just keeps collecting Oscars.
Yes, she does.
Yes, yeah. We're on West Wabash. Come see us today. Remember, at Green Toyota.
We're all in this together.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
I'm Peter Greenberg, and this is today's Ion Travel Minute. With more and more reported in-flight medical emergencies, the question needs to be asked, are you fit to fly? No, I'm not talking about pre-existing medical conditions or a sudden and unexpected onboard medical crisis. Instead, are you properly preparing yourself for flight? The humidity of the air in a plane is about 15% versus 60 to 70% on the ground. The simple solution? Hydration. It's not just about drinking water, but avoiding caffeinated coffee and, of course, staying away from alcohol. In any case, no coffee or alcohol within an hour of boarding your flight. Then once on the plane, when you drink more water, you'll get your steps in with more visits to the bathroom. For more information, visit petergreenberg.com. I'm Peter Greenberg, and this is today's Ion Travel Minute. Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Designed for curious travelers. Viking offers all-inclusive voyages on all 7 continents, with no children and no casinos on board. Learn more at Viking.com.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.
While the U.S. House advances articles of impeachment to a committee to investigate, and that's being against President Joe Biden, you've got his son, Hunter Biden, facing some challenges himself in court. He'll have to be in court July 26th to face, tax and gun charges. But people saying it's a slap on the wrists. He's not going to serve any prison time. And it does not go into all of the other allegations there are, like, for instance, Biden's tax fraud investigation being hindered by the IRS and the Department of Justice, according to an IRS whistleblower. So this is obviously a soap opera of sorts, but something I think is rather important. And if you look at some of the stories that are coming out, one of them has a headline. Hunter Biden says in a WhatsApp message to a Chinese businessman, "I am sitting here with my father." And the allegation here, and we'll look at this from the Daily Mail, they quote this WhatsApp message in a graphic. They say, "I'm sitting here with my father, and we would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled. Tell the director that I would like to resolve this now before it gets out of hand, and now means tonight. And Z, if I get a call or text from anyone involved in the other than you, Zhang, or the chairman, I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father." So again, that's pretty alarming, especially when the president, asked about his son's business dealings, says he doesn't know anything about his son's business dealings. Well, there's been a lot of things coming out as of late that seem to indicate that is lacking candor as a collegial way of saying lying. So let's hear from a news conference, Representative Jason Smith. He unveils a lot of detail about the whistleblower that members of Congress have in front of them. A couple of whistleblowers. This is a little lengthy, but I think it's important to listen to.
I want to thank you all for coming. I can now confirm that we have credible whistleblower testimony alleging misconduct and government abuse that is resulting in preferential treatment for the president's son, Hunter Biden. Mr. Biden has been under investigation for tax crimes that include evading taxes on income from foreign sources. Only the Ways and Means Committee has the ability to report this information legally to the full House of Representatives and thereby make it known to the American public. Doing so is an important step in preventing future misconduct, encouraging other whistleblowers to come forward, and considering possible future legislative reforms. As I mentioned in my remarks before the executive session, there are 3 areas of focus in the transcripts of interviews with whistleblowers. Number 1, the federal government is not treating taxpayers equally when enforcing tax laws. Number 2, whistleblowers claim the Biden Department of Justice is intervening and overstepping when it comes to the investigation of the president's son. And number 3, these whistleblowers report they have faced almost immediate retaliation. Let me provide detail. On number 1, not 1, but 2 IRS employees are blowing the whistle with evidence that the federal government is not treating taxpayers equally when enforcing tax laws. The whistleblowers were working on an investigation into Hunter Biden that opened in November of 2018 as an offshoot of a separate corporate investigation by the IRS. Let me emphasize, this was an investigation in the ordinary course of work at the IRS. It was not ordered by any individual, any chairman, or any political entity. The testimony we released today shows the IRS recommended charges against Hunter Biden that included attempt to evade or defeat tax, a felony, fraud or false statements, a felony, and willful failure to file returns, supply information, or pay tax. These tax crimes cover an estimated $2.2 million in unreported tax on global income streams to Mr. Biden and his associates from Ukraine, Romania, and China, totaling $17.3 million from 2014 to 2019. Mr. Biden personally received $8.3 million. Whistleblowers detail foreign payments to Mr. Biden, including $664,000 from the Chinese company State Energy HK.
So it goes on from there, and just some of the other aspects of this with the testimony that House Republicans released from these whistleblowers. One, an IRS agent detailed what they called a pattern of slow-walking investigations and denying enforcement actions months before elections, but it's unclear whether the conflict they described amounts to internal disagreements, according to one report. Another round of testimony from a second whistleblower who asked the committee to remain secret, described his persistent frustrations with the way the Hunter Biden case was handled dating back to the Trump administration under Attorney General William Barr. The individual said that he was taken off the investigation in October 2022 and informed of the decision by officials at the IRS, but believes his removal was actually ordered by officials in the Justice Department. So again, you've got what appears to be disparate treatment for individuals by the Department of Justice, and something I think that we're hearing more and more of, this kind of two-tiered system. Some may even say a three-tiered system, and the lack of true nonpartisan justice being leveled out. And let's just again hear a little bit more here.
This was a campaign of delay, divulge, and deny. Whistleblowers say reoccurring unjustified delays pervaded the investigation, including authenticating a WhatsApp message in which Hunter Biden demands payment from Chinese officials, noting that his father is in the room. The whistleblowers revealed IRS investigators were told by U.S. Attorney Leslie Wolf that because the evidence would be found in the guest house of former Vice President Biden, quote, there is no way, close quotes, a search warrant for evidence would ever get approved. IRS whistleblowers told this committee that crucial information about the investigation was divulged to Hunter Biden's attorneys. For example, even an investigators had probable cause to search a Northern Virginia storage unit in which Hunter Biden had stored files.
That's pretty incredible, tipping them off about investigations and searches, and at least those are the allegations here. Now, what happens from here, who knows? We've got a divided Congress and a Department of Justice that's under the guise of Hunter Biden's dad, Joe Biden, the president of the United States. And if this type of stuff happened during the Trump administration with Trump's children, you got to think about the double standard there as well, because this would have been wall-to-wall coverage, plastered on the front page of every major newspaper. And, well, quite frankly, we're just not seeing that. This story was actually buried in page, 12 or something of the local State Journal-Register about the Republicans releasing whistleblower testimony about Hunter Biden. So interesting. And we'll watch that closer as we see what matriculates out of there. But obviously something very alarming when it comes to what exactly is behind the substance of the whistleblower testimony. All right, got to take a break, come back and just talk briefly about that submarine where there was a cataclysmic implosion, and probably is actually other than being rescued, an implosion of instant death is probably the best result that happened out of that. But some bizarre anomalies as well, including apparently they heard the explosion But that wasn't revealed until after a news conference yesterday, so we'll touch on that. Stay tuned. 6:51 from Culver's West on Wabash.
It's time to apply at Culver's West on Wabash. We're hiring all positions, and did we mention free food? Only at Culver's West on Wabash.
Act fast to get the best interest rates during the Landmark Automotive Group's 96-hour interest relief flash sale. Get 3.9% financing for 72 months on 2018 and newer vehicles. Plus, get the most for your trade. Hurry in. These rates expire Monday. The Landmark Automotive Group on Prairie Crossing Drive.
You always do better at Landmark.
Max amount finance $40,000. Must finance 100% or less of MSRP or JD Power and Associates retail with approved credit. Must qualify for Heartland Credit Union membership. Don't miss the Landmark Automotive Group's 96-hour interest relief flash sale. Get 3.9% financing for 72 months on 2018 and newer vehicles. Plus the exclusive Landmark for a lifetime warranty. Act fast because these rates expire on Monday. Only at Landmark Automotive Group on Prairie Crossing Drive.
You always do better at Landmark.
Max amount finance $40,000. Must finance 100% or less of MSRP or JD Power and Associates retail with approved credit. Must qualify for Heartland Credit Union membership.
If you're planning a furniture facelift, your timing couldn't be better. Hendricks Home Furnishings is moving all floor samples and warehouse overstock today. They need it all gone. So prices have been slashed to historic lows, never before seen and never to be seen again. That includes Lazy Boy. Come choose your favorites. Get it delivered fast and free during this one and only clearance blowout at the place where you can always talk to the owner. Hendricks Home Furnishings on Route 4 Verdon and online at hendricks.tv.
Rex with a double X battery. Generations of power.
Here's what we believe at Rex Battery. You should be able to find the right battery when you need it. Our company started when my dad needed a battery for his car, and he built it himself. Today, more than 50 years later, we are still making sure you can find the right battery you need. And that includes the common batteries people use every day to the hard-to-find batteries used in big farm equipment. While online outlets are struggling with supply chain issues, we have shelves full of batteries. The best part is we're right here in town and ready to help today. Hearing aids, power tools, and the car in your garage. If it takes a battery, you can find the battery at Rex Battery, Clear Lake, just west of Dirksen.
Rex with a double X battery. Generations of power.
John, the price of groceries is enough to send somebody into a panic mode these days.
Yeah, especially when the refrigerator goes kaput.
Even more so. We got a call from a customer who had that problem with a freezer load of those expensive groceries.
And that'll keep you awake at night just thinking about it.
Right. So, because Dick Van Dyke stocks the 100 most used parts, we were able to send a factory-trained tech out to her place to fix the problem before she lost any of that food.
And he wasn't some subcontractor either.
Trained right here locally by the team of Dick Van Dyke.
You know one way to fight inflation?
Yep.
Keep from having to buy expensive stuff twice.
This is Dennis Regan, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store, which means you have the comfort of knowing that if anything goes wrong, we'll make it right. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. We stand behind what we sell. We offer so much more. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
The following is a paid commercial.
This report is brought to you by Cigna. The Medicare annual enrollment period is ending December 7th, so now is the perfect time to check your 2023 healthcare plan off your holiday shopping list. Medicare Advantage expert Gary Culp is Chief Growth Officer at Cigna.
The Medicare Annual Enrollment Period, or AEP, is a time for those with Medicare to review their coverage and choose the plan that best fits their needs. When looking at options, consider extra benefits offered by Medicare Advantage plans, such as fitness, vision, hearing, transportation, and caregiver support.
With an average of 43 Medicare Advantage plans offered in a given market this year, it's crucial to know how to find the plan that best suits you.
Find out about monthly premiums and out-of-pocket costs like copays and deductibles. Make sure your favorite facilities and doctors are in-network, and talk to your doctor about necessary screenings and vaccinations. Most importantly, don't be afraid to ask questions of others, including friends and family.
To learn more, visit CignaMedicare.com.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Take Springfield's morning news with Greg Bishop everywhere with the free WMAY mobile app. 92.7 WMAY. Springfield's news and talk.
Absolute tragedy, something I think a lot of people speculated whenever news splashed that they lost contact with a submersible from a company that was selling tickets to go down to see the wreck of the Titanic off of the coast, far off the coast of Canada. Just really, I mean, it's a horrible story, and you got to think that this thing, there were already problems with it that others were raising, and while they may have had some successful trips down to the Titanic wreckage, if you hear that there's a submersible that's, more than a mile under the water line, you've got no communication back, it just doesn't look good. And yesterday, news came out that they found some debris. They didn't confirm that the debris was of this Ocean Gate Titan submersible with a Titanic expert on board, Ocean Gate's CEO, and several others, very wealthy individuals, including one of their sons, as part of that. And it begs the question as to could this have been prevented, right? But if you get down to a certain level, you're going to implode if you don't have the proper pressure chamber, and that seems to have been the problem here. But what's fascinating is news came out yesterday, there's debris. Coast Guard held a news conference, 2 o'clock our time, said they found the tail cone of the Titan 1,600 feet from the hull, or the bow, rather, of the Titanic. So they almost made it. But they lost communication Sunday. So here we are now, when they revealed it Thursday, that they found the tail cone. And questions were, any efforts to try to get the bodies. Listen, this thing imploded and essentially just blew up. But then the question was, well, did you hear the implosion? And the Coast Guard said, no, we didn't hear the implosion. We heard those bangs a couple of days ago, but we didn't hear an implosion. But then shortly after the Coast Guard news conference, it was revealed that sophisticated, sensitive U.S. Navy equipment detected the missing sub's implosion on Sunday. It's just incredible. Tragic end to that story, but I think a lot of people, even as early as Sunday, recognized, it's not good. It's not going to turn out well. All right, so we'll turn that page. Thoughts with the families on that one. But the memes this is generated online, holy cow. People are having a little bit too much fun with this, quite frankly. All right, stay tuned. We'll talk pipelines next, 7 o'clock.
From the Fly SPI studios, take the easy way out. WMAY FM, Taylorville, Springfield's news and talk is 92.7 WMAY.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Ike Ajachi. What went wrong? That's the big question after the catastrophic implosion of that missing submersible deep in the North Atlantic Ocean. Turns out there were serious reservations about the sub for years.
Explorer Josh Gates passed on a trip to the Titanic on the sub 2 years ago after several of its systems failed during a test dive.
Carbon fiber is a miraculous material. It's what we're using to build next-generation airplanes out of, the Dreamliner, the A350, things like that. But it's not particularly well understood how it works over time in terms of fatigue at depths and in extreme cold.
A former Ocean Gate employee echoed those concerns in a 2018 court filing where he says he warned the company that flaws in the carbon could grow with each dive under such pressure.
ABC News transportation correspondent Gio Benitez. Experts say the failure likely happened so fast before all 5 victims on board even knew what happened. Beating all expectations, that destroyed section of I-95 through Philadelphia is set to reopen at noon today, less than 2 weeks since it was destroyed by a tanker truck that crashed and burst into flames. The last-minute construction hack, a heavy-duty NASCAR dryer brought in to dry the fresh pavement.
We'll get it dry and everyone else will focus on their jobs at hand.
That's Ricky Durst with the Pocono Raceway. A new charge related to the deadly Rust movie set shooting, prosecutors accusing Hannah Gutierrez-Reed of evidence tampering, alleging she transferred narcotics to another person to try and avoid conviction.
An attorney for Gutierrez-Reed called it shocking that after 20 months of investigation, the special prosecutor now throws in a new charge with no prior notice or any evidence to support it.
ABC's Allison Kosick. Her lawyer says she will plead not guilty. Later this morning, the Supreme Court will release another round of opinions. This is ABC News.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
So we have one pipeline that's been proposed to transport CO2 across state lines to put deep into the ground in Illinois. Opposition mounting against that, including from staff of the Illinois Commerce Commission, plus another pipeline's being proposed. I talked with a local resident who isn't an activist, but this has activated her and others. So we'll share a conversation I had with Kathleen Campbell, part of the group, the Coalition to Stop CO2 Pipelines. What's the latest? We'll get to it next, all right? Plus, an audit of a all-kids insurance program in Illinois, showing that some recipients were beyond the age eligible. And we'll talk about a nonprofit that's celebrating 20 years. And also we'll highlight another nonprofit that's got Nonprofit Business Owner of the Year. So stay tuned for that. That's all this hour here with Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop at 7:04.
News.
Weather.
92.7 WMAY. Springfield's News and Talk.
I'm Don Howard. Our top story. Springfield police have made an arrest in a fatal hit-and-run accident last weekend. 58-year-old Herman Willis of Springfield is charged with leaving the scene of an accident involving personal injury and failing to give information and render aid. He's accused in the incident at 8th and North Grand Saturday, in which 61-year-old Alan Klee was struck by a vehicle. Klee died of his injuries a short time later. Willis was booked into the Sangamon County Jail. Drought conditions across Illinois are at their worst level in more than a decade, with not much sign of improvement in the near future. 30% of the state is in a severe drought, including the Chicago area and most of north-central Illinois from Quincy to Peoria to Kankakee. About half of Sangamon County is now listed as in moderate drought conditions, and only one of the next 7 days has a chance of rain in the forecast. Springfield Alderman Chuck Redpath complained during Tuesday's city council meeting that State's Attorney Dan Wright is not doing enough to address the problem of fly dumping in the city. Wright responds that his office doesn't normally handle cases involving city ordinance violations and that he has not received any criminal referrals for illegal dumping from Springfield police this year. Wright says he will review any cases that are actually referred to him and take appropriate action. The Springfield School Board has adopted an equitable learning plan that sets some ambitious goals for the next several years. One of the goals in the plan is for minority hiring to come into compliance with standards set out in the federal desegregation order for Springfield schools. The order requires that nearly 20% of the district's teaching staff be African American by the spring of 2026, which would reflect the minority population of the community from the 2020 census. Right now, only 7% of the district's teachers are black. Your dependable 5-day forecast is next on WMAY.
Today in Emerson, Arkansas, where these kind of things can happen, okay?
Yeah.
They're holding the 34th annual Purple Hull Pea Festival and World Championship Rotary Tiller Race.
Well, that sounds like a great time.
Yeah. Say that 5 times real fast, by the way. Yeah. At Green Toyota, Volkswagen, Audi, I have some advice for people who are doing that, but at Green Toyota, Volkswagen, Audi, here's someone else with advice, and that's our own Casey Lane.
Well, you could carry a lot of Purple Hull peas in a Tundra, and we've got this super cool Tundra iForce Max Capstone Hybrid V6 4x4, so you get much better gas mileage because it is a hybrid, and we've got it here in stock, so you should at least come check it out because I love these Tundras. I love the new body style. They're very cool.
There you go. And by the way, here's the advice. You never want to be part of the pit crew at a rotary tiller race.
Oh, yeah. It's
an accident
Avoid
waiting
that.
to happen. Yeah. We're on West Wabash. See us today. Remember, at Green Toyota.
We're all in this together.
Hi, I'm Ed Lex, your Springfield Edward Jones financial advisor. There is nothing more important to me than understanding what's important to you. Only then can you and I work through our established process to build your personalized strategies and the specific actions needed to help you achieve your financial goals. I'll continue to partner with you and your family throughout your life, revisiting your goals and risk tolerance, as well as the strategies we develop to help keep you on track towards your goals. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Update your home's exterior with 11% off everything at Menards. Protect your home and save big money on Cedar Creek vinyl siding. This low-maintenance siding withstands the elements and comes in 16 colors ready to install, all backed by a limited lifetime warranty. Save big money and get 11% off your next siding project now at Menards. Good through June 25th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Keep 92.7 WMAY on your mobile device all weekend for the latest breaking news and constant updates from ABC News. Download the WMAY app now in your Google Play or iTunes store.
Springfield's dependable 5-day forecast on WMAY. Sunny today with a high near 87, low around 65. Sunny tomorrow with a high near 94. Scattered showers and thunderstorms likely Saturday night. Sunday, a chance of afternoon showers with a high near 88. Monday, sunny and breezy with a high near 83. And Tuesday, sunny with a high near 86 degrees. I'm Don Howard, 92.7 WMAY.
What, you are asking yourself, would it be like to work in the shadow of the great Lauterbach man? Well, now is your chance to find out. We are hiring here at Lauterbach Tire, but not just anybody. No, you've got to be good at what you do and experienced at what you do. So if you're a tire and lube technician and you know your stuff, you have experience, you could work here for a great family company. I know what you're asking. Hey, Lauterbach man, what do you have for me? Well, we have opportunities for advancement, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a hearty good morning from me. It's an opening for a full-time tire and lube technician with experience. We can only send the best out to work on the cars in our 7 bays. Interested? Of course you are. Apply in person at Lauterbach Tire on Wabash. It will be a pleasure to work with you. Lauterbach man here. Drive safely now.
Why do residents love Springfield Supportive Living? Just ask Mike.
I am so glad that I came here. I really appreciate that they have Wi-Fi here because I like playing on my tablet and looking up things and playing games, and I'm just happy that they have that.
With an experienced staff every step of the way.
I get along with them really well. They're a lot of fun, and it's just been a really good experience.
SpringfieldSupportiveLiving.com.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
Local, local, local for 27 years. Just Beds has been your local mattress store for 27 years, featuring locally made Bemco mattresses like Arctic Breeze and Max Life. That's a lot of local helping local. And all this month at Just Beds, you will save big on Bemco. Twin mattresses for $149, queen mattresses just $229. As always, free delivery, setup, and haul away locally. Thank you for supporting Just Beds for 27 years. Keep buying local, friends. See the Yawn Exterminators at Just Beds on Montvale and Springfield. Just Beds.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI Studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.
Central Illinois residents continue mounting their opposition to a CO2 pipeline and a new pipeline being proposed. Welcome back. It's Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. If you drive through some of the rural areas of Springfield, you'll see signs that say neighbors supporting neighbors against CO2 pipelines. And this is obviously something that, has got a lot of attention, especially through these counties that the pipelines are being proposed for. But I talked with Kathleen Campbell, who we've heard from before, to get the latest of where we're at with the latest pipelines, and that includes